Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Eddie Jennings from EJSLLC.com. Well, it's been a while since I made a video, so I figured I'd give you a little update about general life stuff, or actually it's more like personal life stuff, as well as talk a little bit about what I've been doing in my home lab and share with you how you can follow some of the things that I'm doing in my home lab. So the personal stuff, as of, let's see, look at today's date. Or it's like I'm staring into the camera. I'm looking at the calendar on my computer. I want to try to give you some precision for this. So this would be, what's today? So about three weeks or so ago. So as of 3 weeks ago, I became engaged to my now fiance, but longtime girlfriend, and we are slated to get married in February of next year, so February of 2022, and I am super happy about that. As I can guess, if you're out there in my audience and you're married, you can probably imagine. So the last 3 weeks have been kind of a whirlwind of getting some plans made and dates set and deposits made and all that. And as of last weekend, all of the like reservation type stuff that needs to be made for the wedding has been made. So we both kind of breathe a sigh of relief, and we can try to enjoy the few months leading up to it. So probably already said I'm happy about it. I am. I don't have a whole lot of words for it other than just pure happiness. And so wanted to share that with the community. If you're like, why haven't you been putting your videos up? Well, I've had a pretty important personal thing that I've been taking care of, so to speak. So that being said, the technical point of the video is talking about the home lab, and I'm going to share with you what I'm doing on GitLab for that. And I think it's important to have something like this for whatever you're doing with your home lab, whether it's system administration stuff like I do, or you're in development and such, because this gives you a little portfolio that you can share, with potential employers and such. If you're out searching for a job, you can say, hey, look at this stuff that I do. And it kind of gives you a tangible thing to do, or a tangible thing to have to be able to show off. One other advantage, and this is a big advantage for me, is it forces me to learn about some source control stuff. I have some basic knowledge of Git, and that is because I've been trying to post stuff to my GitLab repo. So that makes me use that particular tool. So without further ado, let's jump into the home lab, and I'll share a few things with you. So this is my first time doing the little picture-in-picture with OBS. We'll see how well it works out, and if I like the result, I might do some more of this in the future. I have my GitLab page here, which you can find at gitlab.com/Eddie Jennings, and most of my projects that I have in this are public to where anyone can see them. And the thing I want to focus on right now is Home Lab Ansible. This is modeled after what we do with the Fedora project, as far as all of its infrastructure and such is Ansible managed. And so I decided to do that with my own home lab, and there's not a whole lot to it. What I have right now, as far as some playbooks I've made, I have stuff for being able to update my internal DNS server, and that's done off of, if I were to go back to templates, I have some templates which are basically the zone files and the named.conf file. Such, if I were to look at the template for my my home labs DNS, which let me try to zoom that just a bit. Maybe make that a little bit easier to read. So yeah, you see my little internal IP addresses, but I'm not terribly worried about that. But if I make a change to DNS, like if I want to put another service out there, then this is where I would be updating Ansible to where that gets pushed out, even though I could easily just SSH into my DNS server and make a change. I'm trying to do that through the automation. So where this actually comes into practice, if I were to go into terminal, and let's SSH into my Ansible server. All right, so I'm actually going to go into my Ansible account. And so I have a folder called Home Lab, and within Home Lab in my Ansible account is everything that I would need for Ansible. Now, eventually I'm going to make some change. Actually, we can try to do this now. I can make a couple of changes. I do have Git installed, so let me do Git status. All right, so I'm on the main branch already. Do git branch -a. Okay. The reason why I check that is I do some testing and such with this as well. But if I've made a change to Ansible, basically what I do on this actual Ansible server, I'm not going to be pushing changes to the repo from this server, but rather what I'm going to do is just git pull, and that's going to find that there is a new branch, which is for the CA server. And then once that's done, I have everything up to date. And if I needed to run the playbook for updating DNS, which I can run that now. I forgot the name of the playbook off the top of my head. Ansible playbook. Let's say we're updating DNS zone. I need to do playbook, update DNS zone. YML. This hopefully won't take too long to run, because it shouldn't be doing much updating at all. That's something I need to fix. And of course, there's no change I actually needs to make because all that's updated. But that's how I would update DNS in my home lab. And again, this might be just faster for me to SSH into the server and do it, but doing this kind of gets you in the habit of using your source control and using more automated methods with that. One other thing that I like about putting some of this stuff up in GitLab, again, you have to learn some basic skills in Git, but I'm using the issues within GitLab, such as if I were to go into the issues list for home Ansible, like this is the stuff that I'm wanting to do. I actually did make a playbook for deploying a CA server. I want to have a little internal cert server on my home lab, but I decided to change my mind about how I did that, and I am going to make a role for making a CA server. Now, of course, I'm sure there's roles out there and such, but part of your home lab is to build stuff and learn about it. And a couple other things that I'm wanting to do that would fall under the home lab, that you saw that warning message. I want to get that fixed. And I think I can do that via Ansible. And another thing I want to do is with this new local CA server that I'm going to make, I want to try to change the self-signed cert that comes on the unified controller. So not a whole lot happening, but I did want to show like where, if you're curious about what I'm doing with my home lab, you can pretty much come to GitLab and see what's going on. The other thing that has come up is, let me go back to my projects. I have decided, oops, that's exploring all the projects. So let's go back to my page. Personal projects. The other thing that I am working on doing is working with Python. I've decided all right, so I've finished RHCE. I have some basic Ansible skills. I think another skill that would be beneficial for me, both from just general systems administration and then getting into more automation and DevOps kind of stuff, is getting some Python chops. So I actually have some former colleagues of mine that are taking this same little course from Udemy, and I'm going to be making some little files and such as I practice the concepts there. So you look at my little print practice.py, it's just be doing a bunch of print statements and such. But I wanted to share this with you so you can, if you're curious about the stuff that I'm doing, kind of follow what I'm doing on GitLab, as well as share the personal news for you. I am going to have some RHCE videos coming up pretty soon. Remember, these are videos I made while I was preparing for RHCE, so they're all practice sessions, but I'm taking the time to fix some of the audio and such and then upload them to YouTube. There's 3 in a row that I'm going to upload hopefully next week, but they're about variables. When I was doing my practice sessions, that particular topic took forever, so I split it into 3 videos, and I'd like to just upload them all at once, so that way they're all available to you if you want to watch them. So as always, if you do enjoy the content of this channel, make sure that you do click like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. When you subscribe, ring the bell. Thanks for taking the time to watch, and I'll see you the next time.